morning, everyone. Welcome back to Harvest Moon Farm. If you're new here, welcome to Harvest Moon Farm. If you're returning, I really appreciate it. My name is Mickey if you are new here. So today we are going to do something a little bit different and, in my opinion, pretty exciting. So my friend Stacey over at Farmer's Wife Homestead, we were talking recently, and we thought it would be a fun idea to swap recipes. She lives in New Zealand, and of course you guys know I'm here in the States. So we thought it would be fun if we swapped some recipes and each of us made something from the other person's region where they live. So we're going to start those videos. This is my first video. She'll have hers as well. So she sent me something called Anzac biscuits. They look delicious. She loves them. She thought it would be a great thing for me to try. And then I sent her a recipe for snickerdoodles. They don't do snickerdoodles over there. They don't eat them there, but she was very interested. She thought they looked great and she really wanted to try them. So I'm gonna do my piece, she's gonna do her piece, and we'll both post these up so you guys can take a look at how each of us does with the other one's recipe. These biscuits are made with oats and coconut, and this recipe she sent me, this version, produces a soft, chewy biscuit. I don't know if there are versions that make more of a crispy one. I'm not sure, but this is the one we're gonna try. One more thing about our videos is that we're gonna try to do a series of these. So this is just the first one. We've got a couple ideas for some other recipes that we can swap. So hopefully you guys really enjoy this. All right, so we are going to start our recipe. First thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 350. I will link this recipe down below. This recipe is in Celsius, and it says 180 degrees Celsius, which is approximately 356 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to set my oven to 350. And I'm going to get a baking sheet, and we're going to line it with parchment paper. Right, there we go. We're just going to set that to the side. And then we're going to mix together flour, sugar, coconut, and oats. I apologize if you can hear my husband in the background. He's out mowing, so the sound may get louder as he gets closer to this back window here. All right, so we want half a cup of flour. And I'm not sure how many, I keep saying cookies because that's, what we call them typically. I'm not sure how many this is supposed to make, but we're gonna find out. So half a cup of flour. One-third cup white sugar. Two-thirds cup coconut. Now, the recipe calls for desiccated coconut. I had to look that up because I had no idea what that meant. And I think based on the description, it's just like the shredded coconut that you can buy here in the United States. So that's what I'm using. And I needed, what did I say? 2/3 of a cup. There's 1/3. My husband will be sad because he'll eat pretty much anything as long as it doesn't have coconut in it. But maybe I can get him to try these anyway. I'll just don't tell him that there's coconut and see what he does. Okay, and then we need 3 cups of oats, which I forgot to get out. And I think I just said 3 cups. I meant 3/4 of a cup. We don't need 3 cups of oats. All right, so here's a 1/2 cup and another 1/4. We need 50 grams or about 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of golden syrup, and we're gonna melt that together. So golden syrup is not something you typically find here in the United States. I did look it up. I actually ordered mine on Amazon. This little bottle was like $6 or something, not that big of a deal. But apparently here in the United States, it's called treacle syrup. I don't know. I think you can probably find these at some of the like World Market or maybe some of the like organic stores. Maybe you can find some of this, but like I said, I went ahead and just ordered this. It wasn't that expensive. So I'm gonna get a little bowl, and here's my bowl. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter, and we need 1 tablespoon of this golden syrup. So I'm trying to read the ingredients just to see what this is, but I can't see without my glasses. So I'll have to look at it later. All right. It smells good. It smells like, it's familiar to me, but I'm not sure why. Oh my gosh. It's like right on the tip of my tongue, but I don't know. I've tasted this before, but I don't know where. Okay, so let me wash my hands since I licked my finger. And then we're gonna stick this in the microwave and get it melted. We also need some boiling water. So we need 2 tablespoons of boiling water. So I'm going to go ahead and boil the water first. And I'm going to use this little, I don't know if this is Pyrex, this little measuring thing, if I can see here. So I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of water. And I'm going to go ahead and get this in the microwave and get it boiling first. And then we want to add some baking soda to this, add it to our melted butter and sugar or syrup, and then stir all that together into our dry ingredients. So I'm going to go take this stuff to the microwave. So one of the interesting things about this recipe, so Anzac, A-N-Z-A-K, it comes from, so they get their name from the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, so ANZAC, which was established during World War II. Let me go check that water. And I meant World War I. Sorry, it was established during World War I. Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, established in World War I. Okay, so the claim is that the wives of soldiers and the women's groups that were at home during the war made these biscuits for their soldiers because the ingredients, not only did they keep well, you know, they didn't suffer in the heat or the cold or whatever, but also these held up well during a naval transportation to get it to their soldiers. I did find another source that said these were actually created to raise money during the war to help fund the war effort. I don't know which story is true. It doesn't really matter. They look delicious. So But I'm going to go with the first story, that the wives made these for their soldiers, because I'm a romantic at heart and I just like that story better. So, all right, sounds like our butter's done, so I'm going to go get that. Okay, so here's our boiling water, and to that we want to add, let me double check, I think, a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Go. So then we want to add this water and baking soda to our butter and syrup. We're going to stir this all together. Just want to make sure our butter is completely melted. Uh-oh. And then we're going to pour that into our dry mixture. Ow, this bowl is kind of hot. Okay. Alrighty, so here is what that looks like. It smells really good. So I was also reading more about this recipe, or more about these biscuits, and it did say that the original recipes are not going to be the same as if you bought a commercially produced Anzac biscuit. But since I have never had them before in any form, I won't know the difference. Okay, so we're going to put these by, it says by level tablespoons on our sheet. Oops. And then we want to flatten them out with a fork. And it says the cookies are not, or the biscuits are not going to spread, so we don't have to worry about leaving space on our sheet, which I've done automatically. So I can put these a little closer together. It's funny the things that you do out of habit, even though I just read that I didn't need to put those, you know, I didn't need to separate those like that because they don't spread. I automatically separated them the way I would any other, like if I was making, you know, a chocolate chip cookie or something. Can't wait to try these. I'm very excited. And we have been talking about some of the future recipes that we want to try, so I am really anxious to try some of these other recipes. So it looks like this is going to make maybe 20, close to 20 little biscuits. I think, yes. This one's going to be a little smaller, but that's okay. Okay, so let me get a fork so I can press these down. And I'm trying to make sure that the dough is all kind of, like it's all stuck together well, so that they don't, so that they're not falling apart as they're baking. Oops, like that one is kind of a little more dry than some of the others. Okay, wash my hand. So I hope I've done these well. You know, the thing about making a recipe that you're totally unfamiliar with is that you don't know if you're doing something wrong or if you're doing everything right. Of course, on the flip side of that, if you do something wrong, it doesn't really matter as long as you're happy with the results. So here's our tray of biscuits. I'm going to stick those in our oven for 15 minutes. Let me double check. It says for about 15 minutes or until golden brown. So I'm going to go stick those in the oven. All right, so while those bake up, I'm going to go ahead and put away some of my ingredients, and we'll be back when those biscuits are ready for us to take a look at and give a little taste test. All right, these are done. In my oven, these took about 10 minutes. Now, the sad part is I have to wait for 5 minutes before I can taste them. We're gonna let these sit on the cookie sheet for 5 minutes, then we're gonna take them off and put them onto the cooling rack, out of the pan onto the cooling rack, and so that they can finish cooling completely. So 5 minutes, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get these on the cooling rack. Oh my gosh, they look so good. All right, I'm gonna spread these out a little bit so they cool a little better. So we are gonna give this one a try, even though it's not completely cool. It smells good. This is really good. I can see eating this as like a breakfast item, you know, to add with the breakfast or to have with a cup of tea or coffee if you drink coffee, a dessert, a snack. Oh gosh, these are really good. Okay. All right, so that's gonna do it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you like the idea of this recipe swap series that my friend Stacey and I are putting together. So if you've watched my video first, make sure you pop on over to her channel, Farmer's Wife Homestead, and watch the companion video where she makes the snickerdoodles. I will let you know as we get kind of a rhythm down of what our posting schedule might be for these videos. But do make sure that you take a look at Stacey's video and Stacey's channel. She's got a lot of great content on her channel, a lot of similar content to me in terms of homesteading and cooking and preserving and that sort of thing. But do make sure that you go check it out. So if my video is the first one you watched, make sure you like and subscribe if you're not already. And when you head over to Stacey's channel, make sure you like and subscribe over there as well. If you guys have any ideas for great recipes for swapping, pop them down in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, what you think would be fun for us to try to make of each other's regional recipes. And so that's going to do it. I just want to thank you guys for watching. As always, your support it means more than you know. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.